Some stories begin slowly, like a candle flickering in a dark room, but this one began with dozens of pets, cats and dogs, suddenly freezing, turning their heads in perfect synchronization and staring at a single invisible point in the air. And it happened everywhere. In living rooms, on balconies, in kennels, in the middle of the street. No barking, no hissing, just silence and staring. The first time I saw it was on a Tuesday night. I was sitting in my living room editing a video when my dog Bruno stopped chewing his toy and lifted his head. Slowly, mechanically, like something was pulling invisible strings attached to his skull. At first, I thought he heard something, but then my cat, Luna, did the exact same thing. They both stared at the hallway, not reacting to my voice, not blinking, just staring. I thought it was unusual, sure. Maybe a spider, maybe something small that I couldn't see. But when I took a step toward them, they both growled at the exact same moment. That's when the fear really started. I posted about it online, thinking maybe someone had an explanation. Within 10 minutes, comments started pouring in. My dog just did the same thing. It's freaking me out. My cats are staring at my bedroom wall and won't move. I thought my dog was dying, but he's just staring into nothing. This wasn't just a coincidence. It was happening everywhere. Then the video started. A security camera clip from an apartment in Brazil, a TikTok recorded in Japan, a live stream from an animal shelter in California. Different places, different animals, but the same behavior. Cats in perfect formation sitting side by side staring at the corner of the room. Dogs barking at the same empty field, as if something invisible was walking through it. Something they could sense, but we couldn't. A veterinarian named Dr. Harper went viral when she posted her theory. Animals hear frequencies we can't. They see wavelengths we don't. What if they're detecting something real, something we're blind to? For a moment, the internet exploded with scientific curiosity. Then it took a darker turn. People started reporting sleepwalking pets, dogs waking up at exactly 3:17 a.m. and walking to the same spot in the house, cats meowing at invisible figures, pawing at the ceiling, hissing at walls. One video in particular went viral. A large German shepherd asleep in its bed suddenly stands up, walks to the living room and begins wagging its tail at nothing, then sits, then bows, as if something is standing right in front of it. Something it recognizes. Scientists eventually found a pattern. Every pet that exhibited the behavior lived within range of a certain signal, an unidentified frequency that had begun broadcasting globally, not radio, not Wi-Fi, not satellite, something else, a new waveform never recorded before. People began calling it the whisper signal, and every night, at exactly 3:17 a.m., the frequency spiked, and every night, pets obeyed. 3 weeks after the first event, people began losing their animals. Dogs broke through fences, cats scratched through screens. Entire shelters were found empty the next morning. No blood, no footprints, just silence and missing animals. They weren't escaping, they were leaving. Then one night, they came back. Every missing pet, every stray, every cat, every dog, they returned, and they were all standing in the streets, in the same formation, facing the same direction, perfectly still. Thousands of animals forming lines like soldiers receiving silent orders. People opened their doors, called their pets names. None of them moved. Their eyes were glazed, their muscles tense, as if they were waiting, as if they were listening to something, as if something was coming On the 5th night of their return, the whisper signal changed. Instead of silence, researchers heard a pattern, repeating pulses in a sequence. It wasn't random, it was code, and it translated to a single message: open the gate. That same night, pets began digging in synchronized locations, parks, backyards, basements, as if they knew exactly where to dig, as if something was buried there. Some people tried to stop them. They were bitten. Others let them finish. What they found underground was worse than anything anyone expected. Not bones, not tunnels, but structures, metal wires, geometry no one recognized, like parts of a machine, older than every living thing on Earth. A final emergency message was transmitted by a scientist who disappeared hours later. The recording leaked and went viral. They aren't being controlled, they're being activated. Someone is using them, and whatever is coming, it's already here. The last thing heard on the footage was a dog barking violently, then silence. It's been 14 days since the last human saw their pet move normally. They don't eat, they don't sleep, they just wait. Every pet on Earth, frozen in place, facing the same direction. Some people left their homes, some left the country, some think it's an invasion, others think it's evolution. A few believe the animals are trying to protect us. No one knows. But every night at 3:17 a.m., they turn their heads and stare at the same empty point, awaiting something we can't see, waiting for their signal, waiting for the gate to open. And if they're not protecting us, then we weren't the chosen species. If your pets ever stop and stare at nothing, listen closely, because if the animals are right, they're not staring at nothing. They're staring at what comes next.